Hello everybody and welcome back to another League Racing video. We are back in the famous JASL, JASL for short, at the Qatar Grand Prix. It's round 4 of the season. You might have noticed I've had a bit of a switch from the Aston Martin last week to the Haas this week, but I can confirm I have decided to take on a full-time drive and I'll be back in the Aston Martin for future races. As you can see on my second flying lap. We invalidate, but that sets me up nicely for the final run. And if you did miss last week's video, you'll know that we finished P2 in Mexico for that and what was a pretty chaotic sprint. Make sure you do check out the previous video. That's the Mexico video if you're unsure. Now onto my final flying lap here. I don't usually talk over it, but I have to commend my reserve Haas teammate there for an incredible slipstream, finding me a 10th after turn 1. By the way, AERT Ched, the man we're all trying to beat in qualifying, he is openly acceptant about how quick he is when it comes to qualifying pace, but he is one of those as well that is tending to downplay his race pace as well. Lost a little bit of time on the entry, but it was the exit where we've regained all the time around the slowest corner on the circuit, turn 6. It's easy to get lost around here, isn't it? Every corner is very quick, very similar, and any mistake is just going to compromise you for the entire lap. So we've kept it pretty clean this time. We're currently sat in P9. Now we're onto the triple right-hander. Flat, flat, and flat again, all in 7th gear. A really high downforce setup we're using, because yeah, you need it. You're just going to start understeering and you're going to start losing time with any less downforce into the final corner. Short shift to 5th, short yet long run up to the line as the start-finish line is quite far down the straight. We've found 4.5 tenths and provisionally happy as we're P6. It is so close behind this Ched guy. 3 tenths off best of the rest pole. We'll take that.
We'll burn through nearly all of it.
So P8 we started then, and as you can see on the strategy screen, with only 10 seconds to go,
this is like
we're putting fuel in because you burn so much.
2.5. I don't know.
2.5 litres to 3 litres you need really.
Yeah, there needs to be a cooldown. That's ridiculous.
I agree. That is ridiculous. That's far too soon, especially for a track that requires thought. Like Qatar, good luck wishes being said, all 5 lights on and out. And we are underway for the start of the Qatar Grand Prix, my very first league race around here on F123. Pulling to the outside, the racing line into the first corner. And take a nice wide approach to avoid any contacts on the inside. And into turn 2 now we go, side by side between Davula and Karen in front of me, and now we're going to pull to the inside as Davula's had a compromised exit. Hard versus medium tyres. We're on the inside into turns turns 4 and 5. We've got the outside now into turn 6. Can we get the traction out here? You can often have a better exit on that outside line. The inside once again. This is just a relentless side-by-side battle. After the first sector, we're going to try and squeeze him out. But he's still there. He carried the speed on that inside curb. And he's not giving it up, even as we end off Sector 2 here. But if we finally got the run in the slipstream of the cars in front, and just pulling ahead, taking too much inside curve into the triple right-hander. Finally in front though, but the McLaren has a slow exit. This could be another position on the opening lap from 8th to 6th on lap 1.
I've been side by side this entire lap.
Oh, we bang wheels there on the entrance. The McLaren just a little bit slower than on the inside. Looked like a racing incident to me. And now here comes the McLaren once again in the slipstream because we've lost so much time.
Whoa.
To the Alfa Romeo in front of us of Rundle. Down the inside comes the Ferrari of J Field, a driver I'd not seen on the first lap. What a first lap that was, in fact. And we're back to where we started. Here we go then into turn 6 on lap 2, and Field has taken out the McLaren. Far too late on the brakes, as you can tell from my live
second
reaction.
impressions of the league.
McLaren on the apex.
And with the McLaren dispatched of, it's now time to set our sights on J Field. And I wasn't too confident in his pace, and I had to catch up to the train in front, concluding with Rundle in P5. But the Ferrari starting to struggle. We've got plenty of battery, which we've got to be careful of usage. And now we are ahead and back up to P6. It became pretty lonely until the end of lap 7, by which point Davula had used his mediums,
in half an hour,
which was surprisingly in very good nick. Here comes Davula to the right-hand side. No battery usage on my end. Absolutely no point fighting it, as you can hear from my live reaction. A few laps later, Davula had gone, and now it's the turn off Tomo Frog, who strangely went to the outside there. I parked it. I made it difficult for him because I can't afford to lose too much track position when, of course, I'm expecting the medium runners to pit. I do want to just hold my own and make sure I can catch them up at the end of the race on a set of medium tyres. So we hold the position for now. And one lap later, at the start of lap 12, he was gone, and there was no point fighting what was pretty much a lost battle. Interesting to note as well, I've got a 3-second time penalty. Tomo peels into the pits. I start to get some clean air back, but look at the gaps in front. 4 seconds to Davula, 7 seconds behind to Skills. It is going to be a lonely culmination to the hard stint from now.
Jed's already pitting. Mediums, they're going to die off, aren't they?
Now, I've not chosen to pit yet. The pit window was suggesting lap 15, but on the end of 17, as we see, we inherit P2 now. Davula staying out. That's the set of mediums he started with. I was under no pressure from an undercut. Overcut, a non-issue either. I can't overcut or undercut anybody.
I've actually just done the same. I've overtaken in the pit lane.
Amazing.
Yep, that's possible.
I hope he gets to his.
And into the pits we go then, on the end of lap 18, giving us an 11-lap stint on a set of mediums. A really cautious pit entry. The first pit stop I've had to make around here in Qatar to have a sip of juice, check my laptop, which was no longer responding to me, and I was late. Yep, that's a rare late pit stop on my end. But like I said, we're not under pressure, really, but as you can see, Tomo Frog goes flying through. There's going to be a lot to gain on him. His fresh hard tyres compared to my old hards have gained him 9 seconds as we exit the pit lane. And at the end of lap 19, this is on my out lap. Fresh mediums against fairly worn hards now.
Another second.
Tomo pit at the end of lap 12. That is 3 seconds in a lap.
Just drove into me.
And as another lap goes by, we've gained 3.4 on this
8
lap.
Seconds
so as
in
we
2
go
laps.
on to lap 21.
That can't all be tied.
Now I can reveal, following a DM conversation with him, as he is obviously the owner of the league, he was fuel saving. As you can see, I started on 2.5 laps of fuel. I'm down to 1.19 now, so we're fine until the end. But he is clearly conserving. So without a safety car, there are going to be drivers that do start to struggle as we feign one down the inside. Again, he didn't look to be fighting it too hard. And that 9 seconds like is gone.
And that's how I remember
it's gone again, it's gone again, I can't slow down.
You're joking, I passed the pits.
Yes, oh my god. Past the pits.
Thank you, Gogglesort. Thank you.
I couldn't slow down. You see on my
his
screen.
throttle and his brakes gone.
Other people behind us pitting.
That causes a safety car.
Yes, they are.
With this 3-second penalty,
we can pit, we can pit.
Okay. It's not ideal. As Rundle rightly said in the party, we have passed the pit lane, so we can all still get the free pit stop.
It's on my stream. Fucking.
Whoa, the safety car, that's dangerous, Mr. Mylander.
I'd have just fucking gunned it for track position.
No, it's
defend like a lion.
No, you just can't. It's not possible.
It isn't possible. I've seen far too many races on this game. As a commentator and as a racer, not possible.
So fuck.
And away we go! The end of lap 26. It's a 3-lap dash to conclude this race. And again, we're in the slipstream of Rundle. And this is for position. The car ahead, of course, being Rundle, Tomo Frog, and a few more cars behind are actually in our penalty range now. So this could either end in heroics or a total disaster as we risk barely finishing in the points. Again, into turn number 4 now we go. Wide goes Snoop Pigs, and he's going to come back on. Wheel bang with LSJ Rundle. We're going to switch to the inside, but I've just gone far too deep on the brakes. That was my own fault, unfortunately, as I admitted to immediately. And now we're trying to defend from... I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Karen? I'm just going to call you Karen. And I know that makes you sound like a grumpy lady, but we're just going to have to make do with that. Through goes Tomo. He is pretty much secured, finishing ahead of me, despite all that work we did and putting the correct amount of fuel in the car as well. He is now in front. He's now bound to finish as high as P5, P4, I believe, at this stage, as we have a lot of defending to do. And on the final lap now, to our left-hand side is Caron, and here we go down the inside of Tomo Frog, but there's too much inside curb on my end. And unfortunately, we can't make the move on track to potentially have the opportunity to get after Rundle. I think this race is pretty much done now.
Wow, that's a proper NASCAR finish.
Oh, what a shifter.
That's how you do it. Remember what I said about saving the battery? Fucking 10, because you saved his battery.
Wow.
Wow, what a win.
It's P8 for me, it's P1 for Pluto's his second race win in a row since I've been here, and I will have to show what happened at the end if possible.
Like 8th, that's, well, started there or finished there. All in all, a shit race.
The photo doesn't do it justice. 1/10 in it at the end. Congratulations to everyone involved for a fairly clean race. Until next time, live races in the description. Bye bye.